Modern paganism does not have dogma, scripture, rules, or authorities. It is a spirituality of experience and practice. One staple of pagan rituals is a poem, Charge of the Goddess, written by Doreen Valiente in the mid-20th century. In this, Goddess says, "All acts of love and pleasure are my rituals." She doesn't say love or pleasure, she says love and pleasure. So not only should an act be pleasurable, it should also be conducted in love. And not only should it be an outgrowth of love, it should be an experience pleasurable to all parties. For pagans, sex is the manifestation of the generative energy that created the universe and is the continuation of life. This sacred union is the recognition that the great mystery gives birth from out of itself as an act of love, separating itself in order to experience the joy of reunion. Sex is the gateway to creation, whether procreation or the creative energy of the sacred. There is nothing abnormal, dirty, or sinful about sex, nor is it merely normal, it is sacred. Sexuality is the force behind virtually all beauty, flowers, colors of birds and fish, horns of stags. To debase sexuality is to reject the world and life itself, and to reject these is, from the pagan perspective, to reject the divine. Our society is saturated with the idea that sex is nasty, disgusting, evil, immoral, and something you should only share with the person you love most. Sex has become such a commodity in our society that its sacred dimensions have been lost. To most folks, sex can be a sin, a joke, a gimmick, an assault, a lure, a confrontation. But worship? Hardly. Pagan attitudes towards sex can be summed up in 4 points. It is a natural and enjoyable human activity. It should be governed by mutual respect and consideration. Because we are all individuals, there is no universal set of rules which must be imposed. It is a private matter. Pagans don't judge others as long as no one is harmed, and pagan deities do not condemn or judge, but accept love and pleasure as a celebration of themselves. Pagans do not support rape, sexual assault, date rape, sex with minors, child molestation, incest, or exploitative pornography. Pagans do not support any situation involving harassment, exploitation, coercion, or manipulation. Unsafe sex with its potential for harm is contrary to pagan ethics. Pagans consider gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, and queer people to be particularly gifted with greater abilities than others. They have a special blessing. They are two-spirited and can experience, mediate, bridge, and connect two realms. They are the walkers between the worlds. Pagans value and cherish them. Pagans do not restrict marriage only to heterosexuals, but celebrate and honor same-sex unions and have recognized them in rituals for decades. Pagans understand that laws preventing legally recognized same-sex marriage unfairly privilege some religion tradition over others. The melding of a civil contract with religious ceremony creates the idea that the state should have a role in defining and blessing, with legal benefits, which consenting adults should be joined. Separate but equal civil unions only emphasize the separate and hardly ever confer equality. The government, frankly, should get out of the marriage game and establish only civil unions for everyone. Anything else creates a moral hierarchy, with the traditional patriarchal definition of marriage at the top and anything deviating from that below. The marriage debate isn't just about legal rights. It is about respect and true religious equality. There is no consensus view among pagans regarding termination of a pregnancy, but most favor safe and legal access to termination and feel it is a matter between a woman and her deities, not something the government or other religious groups should decide. Pagans regard pregnancy and birth as a profound and holy mystery, an encounter with Goddess, with the mysteries of birth and death, where a woman travels alone to the other world at great peril to herself to retrieve this soul. To take away the right to have that encounter, to attempt to legislate or control a woman's pregnancy, is to deny a woman's deepest spiritual self. Only the assumption that some people have the right to exercise power over others allows us to even consider taking the choice away from the woman whose self and body are at stake. To coerce a woman by force, fear, guilt, law, or economic pressure to bear a child denies her right to exercise her own sacred will and conscience, robs her of her humanity, and dishonors the goddess manifest in her being. Pagans do not believe that a loving creator gives only one chance to make good. Most pagans believe the soul is eternal and experiences many lifetimes. A terminated pregnancy does not mean that that spirit lost out on its one chance to experience the material world. That soul will return in another body at another time. But pagans do not support a callous disregard for life because all life is sacred. Pagans have one fundamental ethical precept: and it harm none, do as you will. This honors the freedom of each individual to ascertain truth, to experience the divine directly, and to determine how best to live this life. With that freedom comes profound responsibility to minimize any harm that may occur as a result of one's choices and actions. Paganism therefore supports accurate sex education and open access to real family planning methods, including contraceptives. To return and to end with the words of the charge of the goddess: sing, feast, dance, make music and love, all in my presence. For mine is the ecstasy of the Spirit, and mine also is joy on earth. Thank you.